another video in the works already and like a bunch of songs in the oven, so maybe I won't disappear again for 3 months and move to New York during a pandemic.
But either way, thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. You hang up.
I could be the one to take you home, late night staring at your phone. I can make you feel like you're in love. I could be the one to make you quit, late nights when you feel like shit. I can make you feel so damn alone. If you took my place, would you change my ways? Would you change my name? Would you change my face? If you took my spot, would you change a lot? Would you change it all? Would you change it? Maybe this is what I get for leaving you out in the cold. Down my body to the
When I was a wee age of baby shit in high school, otherwise known as the place where dreams die, I took a class that wasn't really a class. It was kind of just a room where a bunch of kids went for a period and just were quiet. Like the equivalent of shoving all your trash into your bed and pretending it never existed in the first place, but as a class. It was supposed to be for homework and such, but I didn't have any homework in any of the classes I took, so I took that time to do two things. Watch Breaking Bad for the first time, in which the man that played Jane's dad looked way too similar to my chemistry teacher, so I was about one away from living inside Breaking Bad. But as much entertainment as I got from Breaking Bad, I got even more enjoyment in YouTube, because that other thing I did in class was where I found my first recommendation of a little known video called Rockstar's Game Design is Outdated, by a man named Jacob Christensen McConaughey III, and this day changed the way I look at content creation forever. You see, I've seen this little Christian boy before, God bless, but I never clicked on the Forsaken video of the podcast we're just going to call the Eddie and Edward podcast, where one man named Edward Burback talks to himself and there is no other co-host. But Jakey was his first guest, and because of that, I didn't actually watch the episode because the picture they used made me think he was just some douchey Vine star, so seeing him pop up in my recommended YouTube class was the first time I actually gave the hot boy a chance. And oh man, that was the best darn tootin' decision I made that year, second only to crystal meth and fentanyl. I grew up in a rough neighborhood. Okay, you got me, it was a bunch of rich white kids who vaped. Sue me, I'll cry. NakeyJakey quickly became my favorite YouTuber of all time, with such classics as moms in video games, dads in video games, dogs in video games. This man's a poet. Every new video I watched, I gained at least 6 new quotes and phrases that I still use to this day, and I don't give a spit. These videos just kept getting better and better, and eventually I had watched every single video on his channel, and I just had no other choice but then to start over again and just keep watching my favorites. Classics such as the PS1 demo discs, illegally downloading music, which as I now know you can download LimeWire Pro with LimeWire, and the Disney Channel original movies being just a few of the bangers that Jakey released every single whenever, I guess. So when I first started watching Jakey, I got about one good solid upload before he ghosted me like I was the girl in school, and I just asked her what her favorite Linkin Park song was, and got unreasonably upset when she didn't answer Crawling. Jakey rarely uploaded, but I never minded because he put so much effort and love into every single upload that I couldn't help but feel like a kid running down on Christmas morning every time a video of his popped up in my googly goblin ass sub box. And every video was just better than the last time, but there was one very special video that really changed my perspective on Jakey.
You're so foolish. You were so foolish walking into the pit, thinking that I was just going to sit back and take your crap one more time.
This song release was insane to me. Yes, I'd seen most of his popular videos at this point, but that was just out of my recommended tab after the last, so I'd never really heard any of Jakey's songs before, and when I clicked on this video, I immediately realized how much I fucked up, because after hearing this song, I went back and listened to every single one of his songs, and I loved every single one of them. Bangers such as Medium, South Dakota, Saint-Like. These songs honestly shaped my teenage years because I listened to them more than any other songs throughout the years after I learned them. Every song was something unique and special, and with how Jakey uses samples from the songs and from video games and movies, every song was able to give me a new perspective and theme with those given quotes and sounds. I've never been a very music savvy guy. I love music and I listen to it all the time, trust me. I wonder if they know I've never heard music before. I don't even know what an iPod is. But I kind of just have one playlist that I listen to on repeat, so finding new songs is like maybe once a month occurrence for me. So finding like 6 banger songs on the same day was insane to me. But the music side of his content added a whole new element of love to his art, and I learned more about him the more desperate I was for more content. And after another crazy good video looking into Naughty Dog's game design, he left for 1 month. That turned into 2, into 6, and then a year, and just as people were starting to lose hope that we'd ever see the hot boy again, he finally showed up.
Maybe this is what I get for leaving you out in the cold.
I still remember the morning I saw this upload show up. I was just hanging out in my room and I looked at my phone and saw his name and legit didn't know what to think. I got insanely excited and confused, but just went with it. This was also like a week after I bought myself the first Oculus Quest 2, so I was like, you know what? Fucker, I'm gonna watch this music video in the land of the unknown in the abyss of the YouTube app in VR. So I booted up that song and listened, and it was fucking great. I rewatched that music video at least 10 times that day. I listened to this song at least 100 times that year. But the most important part wasn't the fact that he was back uploading again or that he dropped a song, it was what came after the song. Straight after the song ends, we're taken into a different sound.
And the Oscar goes to...
Sound of college girls screaming at us ring through our ears, and Jakey walks through a liminal-esque space surrounded by mannequins and plastic wrap. And as the song gets into its crescendo, the shift of Jakey's content going forward was more prevalent than ever. Rom-com. 7 songs, February 2022. Just like that, after a year of silence, Jakey comes back and drops a bombshell of news that the album that he had been working on since
2016. Oh, okay, thank you, Jakey.
Was finally releasing, presumably on Valentine's Day, given the title. So when that day finally came, after months of waiting again, nothing. No video, no update, no album. Pure silence. And time went on, and we once again made it to the point of confusion and sadness where nothing was released. Jakey delayed the album, and we just had to wait again. He made an update or 2 in this time, but for the most part, from a content standpoint, it was radio silence until one day I was scrolling through Instagram and I see this. God damn it, Jakey, you did it again! Rom-com was finally teased once again, and this time it was for real. The caption simply read a date, 11/18. And that day, well, yes, a very important day for hot boys and hot girls alike. It means more to me than almost any other day in my life. And to explain why, I have to share a part of my life that I don't usually talk about on the online space, especially on this channel, but that day was the day I first met my girlfriend in person. We met online and shared a few common interests, but one of the things that seemingly set us apart to each other was the fact that we both liked Jakey. It was a very small, minor detail, but the fact we both loved this niche commentary YouTuber that likes talking about shitting and coming, for some reason showed us that maybe this person might just be a cool guy or gal, and we should keep talking to each other. And up until that fateful day, it was just online chats about Chuck E. Cheese and rat cocks.
Check the rat cock, Ralph! Touch his cock! Oh my... Damn!
But the day that Rom-com peeked his little hole out, we finally met each other in the Circle K parking lot, and a few days later we started our relationship, and now, 1 year on to this very day, we celebrate our 1-year anniversary, and I can truly say that I've never been happier than I have been this year. Which is surprising when you look at it where I was at the beginning of this year, because in January, I was at the lowest point of my entire life. I was going through so much in my life that I didn't even think I would make it out of the other side, because every day was just immense pain, both physically and mentally, and it was hard to handle. But every day, the shining light at the end of that tunnel was her. And slowly, I was able to pull myself out of that slump and get to the point where I am at today, and I couldn't be more grateful for that. So, yes, this title may be a little bit of a lie, because no, Jakey himself didn't come and save me from a burning building like he was Spider-Peter Man-Parker himself, but he did unknowingly get me to the point where I could meet the woman that means the world to me. And I can't begin to state how grateful I am for that. But that day wasn't just special because of that. Rom-com genuinely did become my favorite album of all time. In the year that it's been out, at the time of writing this, I currently have listened to that whole album a whole metric dictum of 55 times, and that's just every song overall. I've listened to both Tommy Hanks and Drive Off a Bridge over 100 times. This album has become my bread and butter this year, and who knows if it's because of Naked Jimbus being my favorite YouTuber and is the core inspiration of me making videos in the first place, or if it's all the sappy romantic side of things in this past year that made my own little rom-com. I think it's a mixture of both, and I think it always kind of will be. I know 100 isn't even going to crack the number of times I'll end up listening to this album in my lifetime, because I continue to just have this shit on repeat because it gives me such a feeling that no other piece of media has ever done. The nostalgia I get from Pine Barrens from the moment it dropped, like I had never heard that song before, but it felt like I was going back to a simpler time where this song was the backing track to my life. To the Drive Off a Bridge sample at the end that I listened to on repeat God knows how many times in the lead up to their full release. Now hearing those songs brings me nostalgia for a whole new reason, because now I think of the cold winter's day where I nervously saw this beautiful girl walking towards my car and not knowing how to be human anymore, or picking her up from the airport a month later when she came to visit again. This album has always just been in the background of these moments, adding a slight soundtrack to my life, and it was perfect. Not every story has a happy ending, because I know it's hard not to put creators like these on a pedestal, and trust me, I did for a while, but not everyone is who they seem to be on the internet. I don't know what it is about being an influencer, but it usually is only a matter of time before they do something absolutely horrendous that makes you look at them in a way that you've never looked at them before, and it's truly sickening.
Hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick video. I saw some of the comments in relation to the previous post I made titled Smoothie Time, and I realized I may have offended some of you. There's not an easy way to talk about this. I fucked up again. I'm really sorry. Especially the paid internship, I didn't know that would upset you, so I'm gonna extend an olive branch. Grab onto the branch. Figured I could just preview some music for you guys, it's sort of like apology. So here we go, you know. Psych, you son of a bitch! Thought it wasn't smoothie time anymore? What do you think this is? What do you think this fucking is?
Jakey has been my biggest inspiration for years now, and I doubt that'll ever change anytime soon. I won't go over everything in the album because I'm not the best at uncovering the truth behind the song's meaning or whatever, but there is an insanely good video going over that same thing by a very underrated creator named Jarcus98. I'm sorry if I completely butchered that name, but that video honestly was the inspiration for me to make this video and talk about the man that helped me shape who I am today.
One shadow. Get that right. There's only one shadow, and he's a hedgehog. That's why it's called Shadow of the Colossus.
But yeah, throughout this whole video, there's been fan covers from Jakey's songs from fellow hot boys and girls, so check them out too. Support your local Pizza Hut for more demo discs in the future. If you like this video, drop a comment on what your favorite flavor of ice is, and smack that like button on the ass like it's your misbehaving stepdaughter who just got stuck in the dryer. We are slowly rolling out memberships and merch soon alongside the Patreon, so that may or may not be done by the time this video releases, but if any of it is, if anyone even thought about signing up for any of those or buying merch from us, that'd be so surreal and we would appreciate it more than anything. So a preemptive thank you if that does happen, but that's basically all I gotta say. So yes, the title of this video is just a parody of Jakey's Dark Souls video. It has a bit of truth behind it because Jakey has genuinely changed my life in so many positive ways, and I don't know what type of life I'd be living right now if I never stumbled upon his channel when I did. So, in a way, Jakey saved me.
Hey guys, it's Vsauce. Vsauce. The guy, you know? Yeah. You know the science guy? Yeah. Vsauce.
Maybe this is what I get for leaving you out in the cold. Drain my body to the woods and let me go. Paint a picture of my life into the snow. Pull the trigger like I never even know. Maybe this is what
I'm not gonna hang up. You hang up. Dude, I always hang up. Bro, I'm gonna hit you. Hang up. I'm not gonna hang up. You hang up. Alright, I'll hang up.